Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in and joining me for more Mars anomalies and artifacts. We're returning to the southern mid-latitudes of Mars, to a region called Promethei Terra, where I'll be showing you some more structures, megalithic blocks with knobs, strange geometric patterns, discs and the like. So get your favorite snack and soda. This is going to be a long one, folks, so let's get cracking on. The high-rise photograph we're analyzing is called Boulder Deposit on Old Crater Floor. Acquired on the 10th of October 2007 at a very high resolution of 25.1 centimeters per pixel. And as usual, I'm showing you images are cropped from the black and white, map projected JP2, and in this case, check the size of this file, 1.6 gigabytes in size. There's a look at the low-res black and white, and I'll be showing you the anomalies littering this strange dark patch with some traces of dust devils. The site we'll be checking out is located 64.63 degrees south, 119.33 degrees east. And it's in that circular depression over there in this region called Promethei Terra. Check out all the pins in this map, guys and girls. Lots of anomalies in this region. We'll check out some of those towards the end of the video. The first anomaly right there in the center of the screen, a huge megalithic block about 6 by 8 meters in size, and check out the strange rectangular dark spot on it right there, guys, running diagonally across the block at about a 30-degree angle. Check out the straight lines. We've got right angles going on there, and in the middle looks like a little protrusion or knob. Very strange feature. We don't see many of those on Mars, these dark patches. Another one of these strange, looks like a fountain pen tip. Check that out. We've got a strange little protrusion in its center, and that whole piece there is about 12 meters long. Check out the straight edge over here, guys, and it's slightly elevated off the surface. Here we're looking at that row of smaller objects on top of this huge block over here in the center of the screen. This piece measures about 6 by 12 meters in size. Check out the distance between those four smaller objects, guys, and it's running in a straight line parallel to the one side. Here we're looking at a very small block over there, about 3 by 4 meters in size. On top of it we have that smaller object. Check out the straight edges, a right angle over there, and next to it we've got more strange structures going on with some blocks or smaller objects aligned in 2 rows there. We've got another circular pattern. Check at the strange shape of this piece lying next to it. Looks almost like a wrecked debris or a metallic plate that's been bent up. Check out this huge block or slab over here. That piece is about 12 meters long, and the dome-like part in its center is about 2.5 to 3 meters in diameter. There's another slab or block over here, also about 12 meters in length, and on top of it we've got a little conical feature at the apex on that top side there. Look at the strange pattern going on here. Got like V shapes or slots cut into it over here, and the 2 angles on the opposite sides are virtually equal. Another slab, maybe even wreckage lying over there. Check out that huge block. This piece is about 12 meters in length, and it's got a very strange shape to it. Very smooth, flat surface. Get these straight edges on it. We've got smaller parts on the top, this dark spot in its center. Check out this strange dome-shaped object over there. That's about 15 meters across, and it's slightly elevated on the bottom. Check out this V opening over there at 90-degree angle to it, and on top that smaller dome-like object there. It looks almost like a vent again, like a hatch or something that's been opened on it. There's a similar piece also about the same size, and it's got also this strange V shape over here to the bottom. Also got a 90-degree angle to it, also slightly elevated off the surface. This piece over here, nothing else like it in this JP2. Got a long, narrow rectangular piece, about 15 meters long, and it's got a right angle there. Also over here, guys, elevated off the surface, and underneath it, this strange circular object. Check out the disc-like object over here to the top left. Very bright surface. Again, we're looking at some type of metallic wreckage or debris over there, maybe even a metallic structure. Here we're looking at this triangular block over there, about 5 by 5 meters in size. It's got a uniform depth to it, and on top of it got that oval hole, and sticking out of it that round smaller part there. Looks almost like a symbol of an eye again. Right, then we're looking at that block, about 8 by 10 meters in size, and close to its center, that little pyramidal knob or feature there. Another block, this one's about 8 by 6 meters in size. Got straight parallel edges, right angles, and on top of it, in its center, that little pyramidal knob or feature. Seen so many of those already. Here we'll look at those two parts. This one over here is about 10 meters in length, and it's got a very strange shape to it. Draw a center line through there. We've got that protrusion on top, and then that block over here, also about the same size. On top of it, we've got 3 small parts arranged in a triangle. Also seen that pattern quite often on Mars as well. This block or slab over here is about 6 by 10 meters in size. Check out the straight edges, right angles, and then on top of it those smaller parts, and in its center that small part there. Here we'll be looking at that strange narrow piece there, and this little block with a dome-like feature in its center. This piece over here is about 15 to 18 meters long. Very narrow, straight piece. Check it the way it's elevated off the surface. Looks like part of a larger structure that's buried over there to the top. Very straight piece. And then we're looking at that object, which is about 6 meters across, and the dome-like feature in its center is about 2 meters in diameter, right there in its center again. Check out this slab or sheet metal over there. That piece is about 10 by 10 meters in size, slightly elevated off the surface, straight edges at a right angle there. Looks like it's partially covered in sand. And then intriguing about this is the arrangement of those smaller parts there in a cross perpendicular to this one side, and that there parallel to this one side. Right, then we're looking at that chevron shaped piece over there. That's about 10 meters long, and check out that rounded shape over there to the right, and then the two straight edges there. Also along the center we've got those two parallel smaller parts. Another slab over there. This one's about 12 meters across. Check out this part, got a little triangle on it. Another block over there with a little protrusion on it. Let's zoom in on that piece. What I like about this one is the small parts on the top. Check out that, we've got a little triangle there, and perpendicular to it, this small little block next to it. Some type of symbol perhaps. We're looking at glyphs on these things, guys. Check out this, another one of these dome-like objects. That one there's about 15 meters across. It's got this round convex design to it. Comes up to an apex over here to the bottom left, and then in parallel to the two sides we've got that narrow part on top. Don't know what that is. Very unusual. And then this circular disc-like design over there, that whole piece there is about 20 meters across. And what's interesting about it is the layout of these narrow pieces in that circular shape. Could it be like a Stonehenge type of design? Who knows? And it's slightly elevated here to the bottom right. Wonder if that is some more wreckage. It's partially covered over here. And then that huge disc, about 10 meters in diameter, right there in the center, covered in this dark dust or sand. Check out the perfect disc shape to it. And as usual, slightly elevated to the bottom right. If that's some sort of little dolmen or shelter, and this is an opening over here to the right, or maybe even a top of a hatch. Alrighty, so let's go down to the tab and check out this region of Mars and some of the other anomalies around here. So just for summary, there's a quick overview of the anomalies we checked out. And there's the photograph we analyzed, Boulder Deposit on old crater floor. Let's have a look at some of the other anomalies around here. This is just north of Huxley. We've got that disc-like object there with this dome feature in its center. Check at that, it's slightly elevated on the right-hand side. This strange pumpkin seed shaped object there. We've seen many of those on Mars too. and in its center that oval piece. Check out that, another chevron over there. Here's another one. They've got protrusions or knobs on them. Looks like a rectangular opening in the surface there with this little square object lying there in its entranceway. Who knows? Check that, another triangle. Looks like it had some plaster on it. Very bright material. There's another little triangle on top of that one. Another triangle going on here. Check this out, another triangle. Megalithic blocks with protrusions on them. We've seen lots of these quarter disc-shaped objects on Mars as well. Check that little sphere or ball lying in that opening there. Two more discs. We've got three rectangular openings on this one side of that huge block there. Megalithic blocks with holes and protrusions on them. Very good example of that. So could it be that these blocks with the protrusions or knobs on them fit into these with the holes? Another one of these strange three-part objects. We've got two larger pieces next to one another and a small little bridging part between the two. Seen lots of those too. This looks like a triangular craft. Check it, the three smaller parts on the back. Lots of symmetry and geometry in that piece. Row of small parts there. Check out that T-shaped symbol on top of that. Another one of those L-shaped pieces. Looks like a turret on the top, doesn't it? One of those long, straight, narrow pieces. Another small one next to it. Looks very artificial. The alignment of those two smaller parts there. Got a little chevron, a V shape, and then parallel to it that small, narrow piece there. There's another L-shaped piece. Three small parts in a row again. Another one of those three-part objects. The two larger ones, and then the small part in the center. There we've got another circular pattern around that dome-like object in the center. Okay, more alignment of small blocks in rows. Absolute devastation, guys. There's another one of those triangular parts with this hatch type of design on top of it. more megalithic blocks. I found another one that looks very similar to this, which I'll feature in an upcoming video. It's got a protrusion there on it though. One of those discs with a dome on it, also elevated on the bottom right. Got another little triangular design there. This piece highly irregular as well, straight edges and right angles. Looks like some type of container or building. Look at that oval dome-shaped object there with this part there in the center on the one side. Okay. More protrusions on these blocks. Check that out there as well. Looks like metallic debris. More blocks with knobs in their centers. Two UFO shaped objects there. Check that out. I've seen a couple of those designs as well, and in its center those small parts there. This type of feature you also find a lot on Mars, where we've got the larger part and on top a triangle, and one side is always parallel to one of the longer sides. A right angle there, row of small parts parallel to the one side, similar there as well. So a row of smaller parts parallel to this one side. Circular pattern on that over there as well. That looks almost actually like a little aeroplane lying on top of that. The fuselage going through there, the wings, and the tail section there. Right, let's see what else we can have a look at quickly. Circular pattern there. Protrusions and knobs again on those. Some more wreckage type of anomalies there. Another dome disc-shaped object. Another triangle on that. And this long narrow piece, I found a couple more like it with that smaller part on the one side. Check out that pristine piece there. Got this parallel bevel on the top. More rectangular opening on that one. Another good example of a block with a knob over there in its center. That's a very interesting rectangular slot in that piece. A hole with these three smaller parts scattered about. I wonder if those covered that hole in the distant past, were blown apart. And there we've got those strange little pyramidal structures I featured in my last video about Antarctica. Ah, very interesting region of Mars this. And those huge megalithic blocks. This is a low-res C2X photograph, and there's a high-res, high-rise photograph. This one was taken of that corner over there. Check out the straight edges, uniform depth to it, a right angle. And if I can recall correctly, that piece there is about 2 kilometers long, that piece there. So looking at huge megalithic blocks buried over there, guys. Okay, let's see one more site. Let's go over here to the west. Got that strange little, looks almost like a craft, this dome shape, and then a straight edge on the one side, and on top of it this donut type design, and there's another straight edge on that piece underneath it. Don't know what that is. And that huge pyramidal structure, I think it's about 1.8 k's long. Very huge. Let me know what you make of these, folks. I look forward to reading your analysis and your opinion of what we just looked at in Promethei Terra and surrounding terrain. Some very interesting sites in the southern mid-latitudes of Mars. I'm looking for more sites in the northern hemisphere, but can't find many. It looks like that area of Mars, the northern hemisphere, was stripped in some type of huge explosion, or maybe it was covered in a huge ocean, but very few anomalies in the northern hemisphere, guys. I've found a couple of pristine blocks still packed tightly next to one another in Elysium Planitia, near InSight Lander and rover Curiosity. And interestingly enough, Elysium Planitia also featured in Star Trek Picard. Very, very interesting. So that's it for this one, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Until I see you in the next video, take care and be safe. Bye for now.